Hey everyone! Today we have a technical episode and we'll talk about the Merida eSilex 600 again. But now after a year and a half of use. I've ridden not a lot, about 3,000 kilometers, not too much but still enough to share some thoughts with you. I'll also explain all upgrades I've made for this time. So let's begin from motor, Mahle X35 Plus. By the way, I made a separate video about the motor and system, so you can check that out. But there are a few additional notes. This is a German motor with 250 watts power and 40 Newton meters of torque. The motor only works as an assistant mode up to 25 kilometers per hour. I have no complaints about its performance, no glitches or component failures. I purchased an additional external battery. How does it work? The internal battery discharges first, while the external battery one charges it. But there are a few quirks and rules I keep in mind. So it doesn't work properly with Garmin computers. When the external battery runs out, you'll get a dead battery message on your Garmin screen. That cannot be dismissed. Garmin hasn't fixed this bug for several years, and still users have no solution. I don't recommend updating the firmware by yourself. Only do it with a dealer and at their responsibility. To update the firmware, you'll need to buy a cable, which isn't cheap, plus the firmware may install incorrectly, leaving you to deal with the dealer. If your warranty has expired, that can be a headache. If everything's working fine, don't try to improve it. Mahle system is very flexible. I'm talking about the battery usage. There is no need to turn it off completely. You can lower your assistant to a minimum and cover several hundred kilometers. And I'm not kidding. It's important to protect the batteries from heat. That's why I keep the bike in a cool room during the summer. Even my family doesn't like having a bike indoors. The placement of the bottle cage and the external battery mount is poorly designed. I don't know, the engineers of Merida was blind or what could happen, but I have what I have. I had to adjust the mount slightly higher to fit both the bottle and the battery at the same time. Next one, the seat post can be lowered completely because the external battery mount gets in the way. The charger. The charger is only 2 amperes, meaning it takes 3.5 hours to fully charge the internal battery and another 3 hours to the external one. The manufacturer doesn't make higher power chargers, and I'm not about to violate the usage guidelines. Reliability and maintenance. I haven't had any issues using the bike in the rain, but if I leave it outside in bad weather overnight, I'm always cover it with a tarp. The main thing is not to submerge it in water, so no riding through deep puddles, like this river, for example. I haven't noticed any loss of battery capacity over the past years. it still shows 100%. Oh, the loss is so minimal, it's undetectable. Unfortunately, the app doesn't provide data on battery wear, so I have to estimate myself. So far, everything seems fine. What I've fixed. I replaced the brake pads twice in the front and once in the rear. I rotate between three chains to extend the life of the cassette, switching every 800 kilometers. The GRX drivetrain works fine. I want to remind you the 440T chainring with 11 by 42T cassette, but the gear steps are a bit too large, so shifting isn't very smooth. It took some work to fine-tune the shifting, but now it's perfect. I've replaced the stock Maxxis Rambler tires with Pathfinder Pro tubeless ready tires. I have 27.5 inches by 47 millimeters width. They are great for asphalt and smooth gravel. I've been using a tubeless setup, and over a year I have refreshed the sealant twice. No punctures, that's amazing. However, there's a difficult to mount. Removing tires is easy, but reinstalling them back, that's a struggle. Let's talk about upgrades. Shimano hybrid pedals. By the way, guys, I have a lot of separate videos, separate review, so the link would be during this video, and you can watch in details about some specific feature or whatever. It's not upgrade because by default you haven't any kind of pedals. I like them very much. That's a good pedals. Bags and racks from Aero, as well as bags from Geosmina and Blackpack. Garmin gear, computer, light front and rear light with a radar. Saddle Ergon EMC core. The stock saddle was pretty decent, especially when paired with the carbon seat post. So what else from upgrade? Nothing, guys. Everything was great. The number of mounts, mount holes is enough on this bike, so I can add anything I need for my bike packing. And I want to note the goal when I bought this bike was especially bike packing or bike touring rides, and I like it. I'm satisfied. What else? I live in an apartment, so I have to carry the bike up the stairs, and this bike is not too heavy. 14 kilos without accessories, or up to 20 kilos with some gear. Fully loaded with bikepacking equipment, it can weigh up to 40 kilos, in which case I remove the bags to carry it. The handlebars, actually I need new tape. The stock tape is soft, but wore out in less than a year. Conclusion, guys, and recommendations. This is an excellent bike, and I haven't regretted buying it. Even there are models with more powerful motors like Bosch, Shimano. With this bike I can tackle a lot without being a pro cyclist. And most importantly, it helps me conquer mountains. Would I recommend it? From my perspective, I wouldn't buy it again now. Why? Because I ride often and speeds above 25 kilometers per hour, the motor doesn't assist and I'm hauling dead weight. On long rides, 75 kilometers with 1500 meters of climb, both batteries can drain completely, leaving you with a heavy bike. And don't forget the air travel restriction. This bike isn't allowed on planes because of internal battery. I think that's the all cons what I have. But I like it. But I wouldn't buy it again. For someone with health issues, I wouldn't recommend this bike either. You would be better off with something more powerful that has a moped mode, so you can ride without breaking a sweat. But if you live in a hilly area and need a little extra help climbing or want to feel less tired, this bike is perfect for you. The 2024 year model comes with SRAM components and 10x51 T cassette, which sounds amazing. But this 2022 model has trained me well and continues to push me further. That's all for now. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Ask your questions in the comments and I'll see you in the next videos.